Good morning. I just thought I'd go live in here because I hadn't been for a while, and one, I can. Two, obviously we've got, is it Neptune in Aries transit happening today? And for a lot of people I know it's not necessarily looking like they want to. Now, separate from the astrology, what come through this morning in our class was Artemis, your arrow, your bow, out in the woods, that hunter, but hunting not to kill, not hunter killers kind of thing. This is more an arrow that shoots with this beautiful divine red string of destiny that shoots to the future, to this higher aspect that we may not be able to see right in front of us right now. The arrow of truth, if you like, of your true self, your highest trajectory of your soul, your physical being, your physical presence. And as that is going, it may feel like there's a fog around you. I'm trying to describe what is in front of me, like a fog around you of not being able to necessarily trust what you're seeing on the news, not able to trust yourself in a sense, because you are finding you're slipping into old patterns. And this is about taking the inspired action. So it's not about running full like bull in a china shop. It's the fog's there, the arrow, that light of in divine, nurturing, feminine energy is kind of elusive fog, but we're walking slowly but intentionally, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back maybe, but testing your footing as you put that foot forward, testing, stepping assuredly in yourself with your soul guiding you. Now that looks different for each and every one of us, and the card that I pulled in class today was really funny because I'd said we've got Artemis, and I could feel these straps and the arrow and this thing, and it was showing. I said it was almost like the maze, and I can't remember who it is, but literally that was giving the string and helping us. And then we called who it actually was Aradni. And it's my soul knows the way, and the only way is through. We've got to go through this time in humanity. We've got to move through it to get to where we need to go. That's the path is there, even though the fog may be clearing it. And when I say fog, I mean the collective consciousness, the soup of fear and all of the things that go with what's happening in the world today and that may be happening around you in your relationships. And this Neptune thing is sort of seeing past the illusion, or knowing the illusion of how we see ourselves is there. But the area in that fire, that beginning energy, we're beginning to understand, we're beginning to feel and discern over all from our gut. And that's what's important to be doing right now. So feeling that inner knowing. And then I was drawn for a chapter for a friend of mine, and actually I think it's probably relevant for all of us. And it speaks in the Bhagavad Gita that the knowing, the knowledge, the knower and the knowing and the knowledge, the body, the knowledge, the knower, knowable, and have been summarizing, describing for me. Only the devotees can understand this through and thus attain my true nature, not as in religious sense, but this is about knowing thyself, knowing where your patterns are and knowing how we're breaking them, or we're starting to see that they're there and we may not have noticed where they were before. And I mentioned as an example with me, like I could feel like I had a rash come up, and I know that I'm eating things like wheat. And for me, my journey has been to eat cleaner, that the more I eat clean, the more clear a channel of it helps with releasing the fog. My body feels better, but it feels like I'm also then stepping away from these old thing. It feels like we're delving into the illusions. Like it might be that, say, you like to go for a drink, that's how you numb yourself, or watching telly, for me, binge watching some program and having to watch it to the end, the raw focus, whatever it is you do, to numb yourself from what's going on. Maybe you just bury yourself in work, or you turn the telly off, whatever. These are like the waking up, the fire, the things that are happening, the things that are shaking us up. Time to shake things up. It's like the soul is shaking us up. Internally, we've got all of these little alarm bells going off when we hear a certain thing or we tune into stuff. So listen to what your gut is telling you. But this is also about taking courage, that fire energy, to do those things that are out of your comfort zone. And I'm not an astrologer, but I'm feeling into what people are saying seems to sit really well with what's coming through about the shifts and this fire as we go between now and February. It's constantly asking us, what's important to you? What is it you want in your life? Where is it that you are numbing yourself out? Where are you not being honest with yourself? Or maybe you're being honest with yourself, but you're really struggling. It's about taking those little steps that are in alignment with the highest good of your soul. So like I was just explaining in the beginning of the video, it's like there's a fog around, which has got heaviness at the moment, energetically speaking, which is the one thing I wanted to come on and talk about, that I feel lots of us are feeling this heaviness. So our thoughts might be going in a negative way. And it may be that there's, I know, in the conspiracy sort of camp, there's certain technologies that are causing this. Whether that is the truth or not is irrelevant. But if you are anchored and retuning to the fullness of yourself, it's like you can hear the disharmonics of whatever tune and frequency is playing, and then you can hear this beautiful melody that is your soul, that is calling you, that is the dance, and it's individual as every one of us. That tune is different for every one of us, but it's only us that can hear it. So it's, you've got to sort of open the ears, opening your heart, opening in your energy of being and stepping into that. And it may feel slightly uncomfortable because you're pushing yourself out of that comfort zone, because we kind of want to go back into the cage, as we were saying in the vlog, or we want to go back into the cave. And when we first been in a cave of stuff, when we first come out, it's bright, so it's like we can't quite see, we're blinded by the light, before we slowly start to open our eyes, and then we realize that actually it's the light is a better place to be. So that illumination, in terms of metaphors, is all of the disclosure. As I said, this is a year of disclosure and stiff stuff that's happening. Don't get lost in the fog of all of that. It's not there to weigh you down, even if it feels quite heavy. It's for you to feel what is heavy and what is lighter, and move towards what is lighter, what feels right for you, what is better, what is easier as well. It's not necessarily harder to do. When I say it pushes us out of our comfort zone, it's because we're used to maybe wading through the water and this heaviness that sometimes it's all right. Is that the right way to go? That's too easy to just do that, to just breathe, or to just follow my gut, or just it sometimes seems that way. But yeah, look for that passion, that fire, and it may mean that taking courage to step in, to speak your truth, but don't speak it with venom, speak it with loving compassion. Again, that's a way of discerning. If you're, it's not, it's, you don't want to be saying stuff, but you feel it has to be said. It's a different frequency, a different feel to it. Someone that's just bypassing, maybe they're just saying out, oh yeah, well, boundaries, I've got to put boundaries in place, so I don't want you in my life, kind of nastily, is not the way about it. It may be that you're putting the boundary there because you're like, look, I need to take some time for me because I'm feeling overwhelmed, I need to step back, or that's how that could look. Or just saying to someone, when you say those words to me, I really feel it really hurts me, and gently, but speaking your truth, because it needs to be, it's stepping into our power of who we are, remembering we are not powerless, although we may feel like it when we're seeing certain things going on around. And I don't know exactly what's happening. I just know that there is conflict happening, is energetically, I can see it like lines, and I avoid watching the news. That's one of my, it's like, I don't feel like I need to. I can see the energy building, and then you see it happening, and we're feeling it in our body on a very physical level as well. Just like the acupressure points of the body, there's acupressure points in the world, and those pressure points, pain is happening because shift needs to happen somewhere in the stuck energy down the line. So you will see that in reality, that looks like wars or stuff happening, people protesting. That's a sign that consciousness is shifting, and that flow of energy is starting to flow, because that shift happens first. You feel the pain in the body in the same sense when there's stuck energy and it's stagnant and it needed to shift and change, for that blockage through the meridian to shift, as it does in the world. So it doesn't mean that then we completely 180 stuff. It's learning to see from the highest perspective, being kind to yourself and being kind to others, because they might be feeling it and being a bit more raw and triggered at the moment, and pushing themselves out of their comfort zone. Feel into it, feel that. Remember the rawness of the snake. We're shedding that skin like completely now before we move into the movement of the horse and the fire in February 17th. So breathe when you need to. Trust your gut, your instincts. You've got this. We've all got this. But it's looking different for each of us. But know that you are not alone, and that other people are feeling it. They may be translating it differently, whatever resonates in their body and their nervous system. And yeah, move your body if you can to ground. Anyway, love and blessings. Hey Liz, hope you're having a beautiful day. Just felt called to do that. I've posted at the moment, I don't know if you've seen it on my Patreon channel, for any of you, and it will stay that way. So whether you join as a free member in March, all of January stuff, free members have access to, and it's under that tier, so you can join in March and still go back and do all of the January stuff, that I've access for free members. You just have to be a Patreon member, free one, and then obviously there's the paid tiers and other tiers with other stuff, but everything that the paid members get for January, I've made available for the free membership, so it's on there, including the classes. So, and today's class was slightly different. We did a bit more meditation. I felt more embodiment of Artemis and, as we said, Aradni energy coming through, about following through the maze and the fog, which I think relates to the energy of this week, which is what we were pulling the cards for. So yeah, definitely moving the body, rebalancing, so that as we rebalance our own energy, we retune, then we can handle that fog. But there's this vision of like sort of just going, like stepping forward and sort of stepping forward and taking those little inspired steps, courage to be in your true self, in your power. You've got this. Love and blessings. Have a beautiful day.